So several viewers have asked me, what do I need to do this myself? What do I need to undertake the Professorlocke challenge? How do I do this? Well, it's quite simple. All you need is a computer. That's right, today I am showcasing Professorlocke, the Github. So I'll put the link down in the description and anywhere else I can find to stash this link, because I'm very excited about this and I want to share it. I'm going to plop it even on screen here. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to take your browser. You're going to navigate to GitHub. And then you are going to find me. Shouldn't be too hard. There aren't many people called Fabled Tyromancer. Bam, there I are. And there's the Professorlocke. So that's where you need to go. But you're also going to need two other things, which is Python. If you've never done any coding, now is the time to get Python. You'll also need something to run the code. I like Visual Code Studio. I think a lot of people do. Very easy, very standard. So you're going to download that. Get those downloaded. Then you're going to go to the GitHub. We'll have 3 branches. We're going to cover these kind of in least complicated to most complicated order. So just download whichever package seems right for you. I'm going to download all 3 to showcase it and just kind of show how easy this really is to get up and get moving. So what you're going to do, and what is kind of important here, is varying layers of complexity. So we're going to start by installing VS Code. You will need VS Code to edit the code, to look at it, to do basic things with it. You don't necessarily need it to run it, but it can be a little confusing to figure out, and I've never tried that. I've always run it from VS Code and not from raw Python. So what you'll do, get VS Code going. This is what I used to do when I first started doing this challenge and I wasn't 100% sure if I was doing it right. So install it, come over here to extensions. You're going to install the Python extension. Now you might think, wait, didn't we just download Python? Different Python. This lets you run Python. It is not Python. Minor difference. But I'll show you what that does in a moment. So we're going to minimize that. Then we're going to come over here to Python. Now you don't have to do this if you're just doing the basic Python version, but if you want to do the main one that I use on stream, or anything like the requests version, add to path, install Python. Shouldn't take long, pretty easy. I'll go over that when it's time for that. If you just want to do the basic Python version though, you don't need to do anything further. So what you will do is you'll extract it, basic Python branch, and then what you will do, close out of that, so we're going to bring this over here. You're going to open that folder, and you're going to bring it over. Now what you're going to need to do is figure out where os.path leads to on your computer. That sounds scary. It's really not, I promise. If you're on Windows, it's just your user. So you're going to go to, this PC, C, users, U. And this kind of big section here with your desktop, your downloads, your documents. You can even sometimes get there just by going to your documents and clicking on U. And you're going to go into the branch that you've downloaded, take the professor cache, drag it over, and unzip it. This is important because this contains the data that the Professorlocke uses, and it needs to be in that folder to run properly. And so then what you'll do with stuff in that folder, and in a folder that's named professor_cache, that's where everything is read, you'll come back to VS Code and you'll hit run. Sometimes it'll be a little funky about it. It won't like that you've selected an interpreter. Looks like it's going to agree today. And there you go. You can start an Eevee. It looks like I need to fix some things in the code here, but that's all right. By the time you're downloading this, it'll be fixed. That's the magic of editing, baby. What you will run into is if any of these files are not here, or there is not a professor cache, what will happen is it will tell you to fix it. So that is the the basic Python only version. That's it, ready to go. So if you want to do the more advanced version with requests only, you will again unzip the file. You will again take the cache and extract it over here. This one still has the same basic data, so these are actually the same between the two if you decide you want to kind of upgrade later. This version is just kind of an example of what this should look like. You will go to Professorlocke, you will open it. Now, the problem you'll run into here, I'm just going to trust this, is because this is the requests version and it wants to pull information, even once you select an interpreter, and it's going to be goofy for me again. Give it just a moment. Sometimes it really doesn't like to cooperate. It can be a little tricky. I've fought with it a number of times. I think it's just a quirk of VS Code. Oh, come on now. Just run the code, please. There we go. See, it's going to say no module named requests. Now, what you're going to do, you can either do this in VS Code, or you can open up something like PowerShell, but you're just going to type a simple command. Because we installed this to path, you can just type pip install requests, and that will go find requests and install it. And then what you can do is click go, and there you have it. So all this really does, functionally speaking, is that it makes it so that you don't have to rely on your own correct placement of the files. See, if you were to say type Bulbasaur and it doesn't work, well, what you can do then is reset the cache. And importantly, in this version, what you can do, so when there's more Pokemon that come out, you can go to my package. You can go to the JSON generator, which is part of the Professorlocke, and you can change the number of Pokemon. So you can update that to whatever the current Pokemon number is. And then once you do that, when you have it running, you can click, and I'm going to say, don't do this unless you need to. It's not good to the API. You can click reset cache. It will delete all of those files and it will start re-downloading them new. I'll say again, don't do that unless you need to. That's really hard on the API. That's a lot of pulls, and it's just not something that you need to do if you don't need to do it. So that is the requests version. One more to get to the one that I use on stream. So what we're going to do here is take that out, same process as normal, extract the professor cache to where it goes. This one also has sprite handling, and if you're interested, it does have sounds in this cache that you can just drag and drop over to here so that you get the success sounds. The other thing that you'll have to do for this one, again, is another command, which is just pip install pillow to handle sprites. And then you can say that it's trusted, select the interpreter because it's going to fight with you about it. As is usual, it continues to fight me about it. Sometimes you might have to close it, reopen it, etc. It's just going to be difficult. Come on, there we go. And this one also will have your sounds. These are not the ones that I use on stream. This is just how I kind of have it set up for this. Some free to use stuff. But there you have it. That is how you do the Professorlocke. Bye!